Live from New Delhi, you're watching DDI India NewsHour, India's voice to the world. I'm Amrit Singh. Coming up in the next 1 hour, over 16 million devotees take the holy dip at Maha Kumbh in Prayagraj in India. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi launches Mission Mausam to improve India's weather forecasting, lauds IMD's role. Final round of Gaza peace talks underway in Doha. First phase likely to see release of 33 Israeli hostages in exchange for prisoners. And rescue operations continue in South Africa. Over 24 illegal miners rescued and at least 15 bodies recovered. Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched Mission Mausam in New Delhi on Tuesday. It marks a milestone in the 150th Foundation Day celebrations of India's Meteorological Department. DD India's Taposh Bhattacharya reports.
Significant step towards building a weather-ready and climate-smart nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi unveiled Mission Mausam. This groundbreaking initiative was launched as part of the celebrations commemorating 150 years of the India Meteorological Department, showcasing India's commitment to advancing weather science and climate resilience.
भविष्य में भारत मौसम की हर परिस्थिति के लिए तैयार रहे, भारत एक क्लाइमेट स्मार्ट राष्ट्र बने, इसके लिए हमने मिशन मौसम भी लॉन्च किया है। मिशन मौसम सस्टेनेबल फ्यूचर और फ्यूचर रेडीनेस को लेकर भारत की प्रतिबद्धता का भी प्रतीक है।
Prime Minister released a commemorative stamp and coin to honor IMD's 150 years legacy. PM Modi also unveiled the IMD Vision 2047 document, a forward-looking roadmap aimed at enhancing weather forecasting, combating climate change, and implementing adaptive strategies to safeguard the nation's future. Prime Minister Modi also launched a coffee table book.
प्राकृतिक आपदाओं के प्रभाव को मिनिमाइज करने के लिए हमें मौसम विज्ञान की एफिशिएंसी को मैक्सिमाइज करने की जरूरत होती है। भारत ने लगातार इसकी अहमियत को समझा है। आज हम उन आपदाओं की दिशा को मोड़ने में कामयाब हो रहे हैं जिन्हें पहले नियति कहकर छोड़ दिया जाता था। बीते वर्षों में देश में कितने ही बड़े-बड़े साइक्लोन आए, आपदाएं आई, लेकिन ज्यादातर में हम जान हानि को जीरो या मिनिमल करने में सफल हुए।
Now let's understand what is Mission Mausam. It's a multifaceted, transformative approach that will make weather-ready and climate-smart nation. It will improve short and medium-range forecasts. It will boost preparedness for extreme weather events. The objectives of Mission Mausam includes developing cutting-edge weather surveillance technologies and systems, implementing higher-resolution atmospheric observations with better temporal and spatial sampling, deploying next-generation radars and satellites, improving understanding of weather and climate, and developing improved Earth system models and data-driven methods. With Mission Mausam and IMD Vision 2047, India is charting a bold path towards a climate-resilient tomorrow.
These initiatives are not just about the technology and the science, but they are also about empowering citizens to adopt, respond, and thrive in an era of rapid environmental challenges. With camera person Praveen, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
And India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a one-day visit to Maharashtra on the 15th of January. Prime Minister's first engagement will be dedication of 3 frontline naval combatants, INS Surat, INS Nilgiri and INS Wakshir, to the nation on their commissioning at the naval dockyard in Mumbai.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will dedicate 3 potent platforms of Indian Navy, INS Surat, INS Wakshir and INS Nilgiri at their commissioning ceremony on Wednesday in Mumbai Naval Dockyard. INS Surat is the 4th and the last ship of the Project 15B guided missile destroyer project, having an indigenous content of 75% and is equipped with state-of-the-art weapon sensor packages and advanced network-centric capabilities. It is also the first AI-enabled Indian naval ship. The ship ranks among the largest and most sophisticated destroyers in the world. INS Nilgiri is the first ship of the Project 17A stealth frigate project and has been designed by the Indian Navy's Warship Design Bureau. Equipped with advanced features for enhanced survivability, seakeeping and stealth, it reflects the next generation of indigenous frigates. INS Wakshir is the 6th and final submarine of the Project 75 Scorpene project. It is a diesel-electric attack submarine based on the Scorpene class and has the ability to launch a crippling attack on the enemy using precision-guided weapons with both 18 torpedoes and tube-launched anti-ship missiles at the same time, underwater or surfaced. It represents India's growing expertise in submarine construction. The commissioning of 3 major naval combatants marks a significant leap forward in realizing India's vision of becoming a global leader in defense manufacturing and maritime security.
The commissioning of INS Nilgiri, INS Surat and INS Wakshir showcases the significant strides India has made in naval shipbuilding. Their development underscores the commitment of India's self-reliance towards defense manufacturing. Shama Mishra, DD India, Mumbai.
And during his visit to Mumbai, Prime Minister Modi will also inaugurate Asia's 2nd largest Ishan Temple that's being built in Khadgar in Navi Mumbai. Shishir Shalar gets us this report.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate Asia's 2nd largest Ishan Temple on Wednesday. This temple is built in Khadgar, Navi Mumbai. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness, an organization that propagates the Bhagavad Gita, has built this temple. This temple is spread over 9 acres. The temple has been constructed entirely of white and brown marble stones. In the hall of this temple, pictures of Lord Krishna have been used using 3D techniques. This temple dedicated to Lord Krishna has been named Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohan. The temple also features amenities including a guest house, a restaurant, a yoga and Ayurveda center, a gym and a library. A major attraction within the temple premises is a 1,008-seater cultural center and auditorium designed to host performances, spiritual discourses and Vedic teachings.
Within this premise, we have one center that consists of, the big temple over here of Radha Sri Radha Madan Mohanji, Shri Darbar of Sri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman, Sri Gaurnitai, and then we have the Dasavatar temple. And apart from that, we have a building where we have a Vedic college, the free of cost education we are providing, and then we are providing a Brahmachari ashram, then Brahmacharini ashram, then we have a Sannyas ashram, and the wonderful Srila Prabhupada and the founder Acharya's memorial over here.
While talking about the recent attack on Ishan Temple in Bangladesh, Khadgar Ishan Temple trustee and President Dr. Surdas Prabhu said that he condemns the cowardly attack on the Ishan Temple in Bangladesh. He also supported the policies of Indian government regarding Bangladesh.
The purpose of this center is also to make people happy by giving them the diversified Vedic culture like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and other scriptures like Upanishad, Chaitanya Charitamrita and other things are also taught. We like to pray to the Supreme Lord, let the Bangladeshis become, wonderful devotees. In fact, I just want to tell you very clearly, Bangladesh recently was on the top, export-oriented country, but now everything has declined. Why it is declining? Because they have not understood the mercy of brotherhood.
Devotees are happy with this Ishan Temple built in Navi Mumbai. Many residents of Navi Mumbai expressed their desire for an Ishan Temple and a cultural space in their city. Shishir Sellar's report for DD India.
The Armed Forces of India celebrate the Veterans' Day on the 14th of January. Chief of Indian Army General Upendra Dwivedi visited the Artificial Limb Centre in Pune. On this occasion, he inaugurated the new Upper Limb Training Lab. The centre has been serving soldiers since the Second World War. DD India correspondent Vishal Baristo brings you this report.
Indian Army General Upendra Dwivedi inaugurated the Upper Limb Training Lab at Artificial Limb Centre in Pune on the Veterans' Day. This centre has the latest state-of-the-art facilities serving many veterans. Some of them are doing great in life today.
I am into a lot of adventure activities. I do go for marathons, half marathons on my artificial leg. I do paragliding. I am into Limca Book of Records in paragliding. I do skiing. I do surfing, kite surfing. And right now my target is skydiving. And I tell you, this center, Artificial Limb Center, has, as I said, transformed my life, where I was not able to walk from that stage to flying. You know, the sentence which is synonym to me is, when people doubted my ability to walk, I decided to fly.
Armed with latest developments in prosthetic care, the center has cutting-edge computer-aided designing and manufacturing workshops. The center is also helping the families of the Indian Army.
When I met the road accident and my leg was literally just stumbled and fractured, so it needed to be amputated. So after the amputation, they referred me here for a prosthetic. And when I came here, everyone just asked me that they wanted me to do sports because it helped in rehabilitation and it built my confidence. And I'm really proud of my journey.
Later, the Army Chief visited the Paraplegic Rehabilitation Center and met the warrior with wings.
I visited the Artificial Limb Center and I saw the great work, the human service being done by there. And once I have come here, I am so happy to see the exuberance, the josh and enthusiasm amongst the patients here. And they at no stage look like a patient. They look like the leaders of tomorrow. The way they are playing, the way they are vibrant about their achievements in any field what they are doing, whether it's a mouth painting or it's a urchalo or it's a sports competition, this has become a source for inspiration for all of us.
The Paraplegic Rehabilitation Center also runs a workshop for defense veterans with spinal cord injury. The electronic parts made here are exported to different countries.
Established in 1944, this limb center has treated more than 80,000 people since the days of Second World War. It is one of the largest in Asia, and today it can treat up to 80 people. Definitely a great service to the armed forces and to the nation. With cameraman Yogesh in Pune, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
Various leagues and bodies of the retired personnel of the Armed Forces of India were greeted and thanked by the top brass of the Indian Army, the Navy and the Indian Air Force. Functions are being held all across India to celebrate the 9th Veterans' Day, which is held on this day, that's 14th of January.
As we celebrate the Armed Forces Veterans' Day in Delhi today, along with doing so in 8 other stations across the nation, I'm sure that serving personnel in all 9 stations would remind themselves on this occasion that the veterans of the armed forces have sacrificed their lives to protect the freedoms that we enjoy today, and it is beyond our power to fully repay this debt of gratitude. Occasions such as this provide us the opportunity to honor all of you on behalf of a grateful nation.
India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar joined Spain's Foreign Minister Jose Manuel Alvarez at the Spain-India Council Foundation session on strategic alliances for a changing world, the Spain and India in the 21st century. While sharing images of the event on the microblogging site X, Dr. Jaishankar stated that India-Spain collaboration is crucial in a turbulent world, contributing to global economic strengthening and fostering talent training and mobility. External Affairs Minister Dr. Jaishankar also met Spain's Defense Minister Margarita Robles on Tuesday in Madrid. During the meet, the two leaders discussed strengthening bilateral cooperation in the defense sector as also regional and global issues. And still to come up on DD India NewsHour, Bangladesh's Nationalist Party demands parliamentary elections by August this year. The California wildfires claim 24 lives. Joe Biden says tens of thousands of dollars needed to rebuild. Vietnam signs the nuclear cooperation deal with Russia.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
This week on Defense Dynamics, unravel the secrets behind India's revolutionary CATS warrior prototype. What are these CATS and how will they redefine the warfare? Why is making fighter jet engines still a monumental challenge? We analyze the hurdles. Can Donald Trump bring an end to Ukraine war after January 20th? A geopolitical analysis you can't miss. Updates on India-Maldives defense ties and the evolving dynamics of Afghan-India relations. This Wednesday at 8 p.m. IST only on DD India.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Goa, an adventure paradise like none other. From lush forests to rugged hills, from pristine ocean beach stretches to stunning lakes, there is something to explore in every corner of the state. And some adventures are wilder than others. Watch postcards from Goa on National Geographic.
watching DDI India NewsHour. I'm Amrit Pal Singh. And to discuss the Mission Mausam that was launched by the Prime Minister today, I am joined in the studio by Dr. Amrit Mahapatra. He's the Director General of the Indian Meteorological Department. Welcome, Dr. Mahapatra, to the show. First of all, in very layman terms, what is Mission Mausam? What does it do? And how will it help in weather forecasting?
Mission Mausam is a very ambitious mission as launched today by Honorable Prime Minister. As all of us know, we have come a long way over the past decade, especially in terms of improvement in weather forecast accuracy. Almost 40 to 50% improvement in forecast accuracy has been possible in the recent decade compared to previous decade. As a result, the number of deaths due to the several disasters like the cyclones, heat waves, cold waves, heavy rainfall has decreased significantly, and also the loss of property to some extent.
No, but Dr. Mahapatra, this is what Mission Mausam will do. If I do not understand what you do at the IMD, apart from understanding that you give us weather forecast, tell us whether it's going to rain tomorrow or not. What is Mission Mausam? Are you going to deploy technologies? What is it?
Yeah, Mission Mausam is a mission where the objective is to improve the forecast further, so that at present whatever is the level of accuracy, that should improve by 10 to 15% by next 5 years.
How do you do that?
To do that, the process by which forecast is provided by India Meteorological Department will be improved in each and every component. Weather forecasting is an initial value problem. That means if we can detect the initial status of ocean, atmosphere and land surface processes, then we can predict the weather better.
Okay.
And detection is possible only if we have a very dense observational network.
Right.
At present, we have got 39 Doppler weather radar, which is covering about 85% of the area of the country. Total area is not covered. Under Mission Mausam, number of Doppler weather radar will be increased to 126 during next 2 to 3 years.
And will that cover all area of the country?
That will cover all India. All India will be under radar coverage.
So right now, the predictions that you give are just about 85% of the country.
Now, right? It is based on the radar coverage of 85% of the country.
Okay. 15% of the country, you do not know what the weather patterns are going to be like.
Based on radar.
As of date.
Yeah. Why I am talking of radar? Because radar is such a powerful tool where every 350 meters, whatever is the severe weather occurring, that you can detect.
Okay.
So therefore, if we increase the number of radar, whatever small scale localized severe weather event is occurring, that will be detected. No severe weather, whether it is thunderstorm or lightning or the heavy rainfall, will not go undetected.
Okay. So one under Mission Mausam, you are going to increase the number of weather detecting radars to 126.
Yes.
And that will give us a pan-India coverage.
Yes.
Right?
And that will also help in improving the weather forecast of those severe weather events.
All right. What else under Mission Mausam is IMD going to do?
Yeah. The next target is that at present we understand the atmosphere by releasing the balloon along with the sensors only twice a day over 56 stations, which is not adequate to understand completely the three-dimensional structure of the atmosphere. The proposal is that this number of stations, which is 56 now, will be added with another 60 number of stations across the country, so that more dense observation of the vertically temperature, wind and humidity distribution will be carried out. This temperature, wind and humidity are the three vital parameters for improving the weather forecast. Once you get that, certainly the weather forecast will improve. Okay. The next one is that we will put off the wind profilers. At present, once you take observation in the morning, another observation you take in the evening. You have 2 observations only. But during the day, there could be a number of changes in the atmosphere that is not being monitored and we do not know. If we can put wind profiler, which can take observations up to 10 to 15 kilometers every minute, you will have observations. Then if you can have radiometer, that will give the observations of temperature and humidity also every minute. So by that way, continuous monitoring of temperature, wind and humidity will be carried out in the atmosphere. That
you will give
help
the
us
predictions real time.
Yes.
But you saying that right now you mount your sensors on balloons over 56 stations and that is done twice
in a day.
But why can't you flutter the balloons all the time, and why can't they give us real-time data from at least these 56 centers as if now?
Yeah, you need technology, number one, for that. And also you need investment for that. Each balloon, along with the sensors, once it is released, that cannot be reused. It is lost.
Okay.
And cost is around 15 to 20,000. So therefore, you need investment. And Government of India has invested now to increase those number of stations, and these balloons will be followed by the GPS. And therefore, it is very accurate observations, and these accurate observations improve the forecast of our models.
How do the other countries who are advanced in the weather forecasting do it? Do they give out real-time data?
Yeah, when we take up this Mission Mausam to our hand, before that we went for a benchmarking to find out the leading countries, what is their status with respect to weather observations. Now, we were far behind in terms of the Doppler weather radar. With the number increasing to 126, we will be at par and even better than many leading countries of the world. Similarly, with the number of stations with balloon and sensors releasing facility increasing to 56 now plus 60, we will also be at par and better than them. Another point is that India is a tropical country. The variation in India is more than the countries like Europe or USA, etc., which are the extratropical countries. Their variation is quite less. Their weather systems are very orderly.
If as a layman I can understand, why are the variations more in a tropical country?
Because in tropical country, heating is more. The process is called as convective process. There is a convection of the air particles associated with the humidity, that is water vapor, in the atmosphere. But there it is not the convection because temperature is less there. So therefore convective process is not there. In tropical area, because of the sun's heating, the convection process is more, and this convection process gives rise to localized development of the clouds which can cause thunderstorms or which can cause heavy rainfall without even any weather systems like depressions or cyclones or low pressure systems. So therefore the uncertainty in predicting the small scale localized weather events becomes more in tropical area compared to the mid latitude or the polar regions area. So therefore it is becoming more essential to have more dense network, accurate network and more frequent observations to the network to monitor such small scale localized events and also to predict such localized events. Another reason is that the climate change. Because of the climate change, the frequency of small scale localized heavy rainfall events are increasing. So if you want to detect them, it is localized means its size is quite small. Also, if a particular part of the city is getting heavy rain, other part may not get heavy rain. In such situation, in a city, you cannot afford to have only 1 or 2 observations. You should have a dense observation, say every 4 kilometer, 3 kilometer observations. And you should have a model which can run at a resolution of 1 kilometer. That means every 1 kilometer forecast can be generated. Then only you can detect that type of small scale localized heavy rainfall events. So that is the objective why we are taking up Mission Mausam, where the observation network will be multiplied to catch up each and every small scale localized heavy weather events, heavy rainfall events or thunderstorms or lightning. And once you detect, these data will be utilized in our models with the augmented high performance computing systems, and forecast will be generated in the localized scale with higher accuracy.
Is there a timeline, Dr. Mahapatra, to that?
Yeah, this is 2 years timeline. Mission Mausam, whatever has been taken up now, it has to be implemented in 2 years. So therefore, I am sure within next 2 years, you will find a transitional change, a specific change leading to almost 100% detection of these thunderstorms, lightning, localized heavy rainfall, and also 10 to 15% improvement at least in their prediction in short range up to 3 days.
You have all the funding and the talent and the human resources to finish this in 2 years?
Yeah, we have the funding now. Government of India has released the fund, around rupees 2,000 crore has been sanctioned, and already we are in the process in the procurement of the radars, wind profilers, microwave radiometers, etc. The high performance computing system of Arka and Arunika already has been procured in September. Honorable Prime Minister has inaugurated it. And another high performance computing system also in the process of procurement by IMD. Then we also need the people. We are in the process of augmenting our manpower in India Meteorological Department and the concerned agencies.
So we'll see a massive recruitment drive by the IMD in concerned departments where you require them.
Yeah, in the Ministry of Earth Sciences.
All right, we leave it there. We hope we have more accurate weather forecast. Congratulations on the 150th anniversary of the IMD. Thank you very much, Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.
And now to all the news from the Maha Kumbh. That's the largest gathering of humans on the planet. Millions of devotees gathered at a Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj for the first Amrit Snan of the Maha Kumbh Mela 2025, coinciding with Makar Sankranti today. Devotees marked the auspicious occasion with the holy dip, offering prayers for a prosperous year ahead. DDI India's Siddharth Bhardwaj explores the unique experience that the devotees went through.
First Amrit Snan, or the holy dip, of the Maha Kumbh Mela 2025 drew millions of devotees to the holy confluence of the Ganga, Yamuna and Saraswati rivers at Triveni Sangam. This sacred event on the occasion of Makar Sankranti marked a historic gathering in what is regarded as the world's largest religious congregation.
Today, when we had a bath in the Sangam, it wasn't just a bath in the Sangam here at Triveni Sangam. It was actually a bath in our true self. It was a bath in our divine self. It was a bath in Sanskriti. It was a bath in Dharma. It was a bath in divinity. It was a bath in awakening.
Makar means Capricorn. The movement of the sun into Makar Rashi, or the zodiac of Capricorn, is called Makar Sankranti. Makar Sankranti marks the beginning of the sun's northward journey. It is a celebration of the change of seasons from a harsher to a milder climate. On the auspicious occasion of Makar Sankranti, millions of devotees from across the country and the world take dip in the holy Triveni Sangam.
I came here already 12 years ago, and I did a big experience. I was for 40 days here in the camp, and then I just want to re-experience that one, because it was a very strong experience. Probably the best thing in my life.
I feel that Indian people and Hindus are very, very, very spiritual and very devotees to the Hinduism, and it was very intense to be with all the people, and I was saying the same mantras to the gods, and it was just amazing, really.
Devotees in Prayagraj are busy with devotional singing, prayers and other religious rituals.
It has been just an amazing spiritual experience, and just the organization and just the amount of work that they put into to make everyone so comfortable here at Paramarth Niketan camp has been wonderful. But apart from that, just the experience, just the mantra ghosh, the experience of crossing the Ganga to be at the Triveni Sangam. We've been 3 times already to have a dip there. It's just been mind-blowing.
Makar Sankranti marks the time when the sun slowly starts tilting towards the northern hemisphere, causing the days to get longer and the nights shorter.
Mahakumbh is not just a spiritual gathering. It is a journey of knowing oneself. When one comes here and takes a dip in the holy waters, it cleanses the person's not just mind and body, but also the soul. The festival will go on till February 26th. With camera person Rakesh Kumar, this is Siddharth Bharadwaj reporting for DD India in Prayagraj.
And India celebrates Makar Sankranti today, which marks the transition of the sun into the zodiac sign Capricorn. Known as the Harvest Festival, it symbolizes the end of winter and the beginning of longer, sunnier days. It is celebrated under different names and traditions with great enthusiasm. Watch this report from my colleague Ayushi Bhatnagar.
India's vibrant cultural mosaic shines brightly as the nation comes together to celebrate the harvest festival Makar Sankranti. India, being an agrarian economy with the majority of its population dependent on agriculture, owes their growth and prosperity to Mother Earth and nature. As the sun begins its northward journey, marking the end of the winter solstice on January 14, India celebrated Makar Sankranti, symbolizing harvest and the sun's transition into Capricorn. The day, marked by colorful traditions, is celebrated across India under different names like Uttarayan in Gujarat, Pongal in Tamil Nadu, Shishur Sankrant in Jammu and Kashmir, and Lohri in Punjab. In most parts of North India, the festival holds immense religious significance, with devotees taking dips in sacred rivers, offering special prayers to Sun God, and seeking blessings for health and prosperity. Down south, Makar Sankranti transforms into Sankranti Sambaralu. In Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh, it is celebrated as Pongal and Sankranti Sambaralu respectively. Pongal is a 4-day festival where families decorate their homes with rangoli and prepare special dishes towards East. Assam celebrates Magh Bihu, which marks the beginning of the Assamese New Year. It is celebrated with feasts, traditional games, and a bonfire called Meiji. In states like West Bengal and Bihar, the festival is called Posh Sankranti. In Gujarat, Uttarayan is marked by colorful kites filling up the skies and hearts with renewed hope. The festival is a reminder to celebrate life's transitions with joy and gratitude. Lohri's bonfire rituals in Punjab feature families gathering around the fire and tossing sesame seeds, popcorn, and peanuts into it. The celebrations are not only witnessed in India but across the border. The Tamil Hindu community in Sri Lanka celebrated Thai Pongal today with fervor and gaiety. Nepal also celebrated Magh Sankranti by taking a holy dip in rivers and savoring delicacies. Nepal's Tharu community observes its New Year today. A large number of devotees throng Devghat, Bara Kshetra, Ridi, Panoti, Dolal Ghat, and Kankai in Nepal to perform Shraddha. While the customary rituals and traditions of Makar Sankranti vary from region to region, the core beliefs behind the festivities remain the same. Ayushi Bhatnagar's report for DD India.
The Bangladesh Nationalist Party has urged the interim government of the country to hold national elections by August this year, citing national instability. Meanwhile, the security situation in the country remains volatile, with political parties warning of worsening political and economic crisis.
Political volatility in Bangladesh persists. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party has demanded that elections should be held between July and August this year. The party's Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir called on the interim government, the Election Commission and political parties to take immediate action in this regard. Head of the interim government, Mohammad Yunus, has suggested the possibility of conducting elections by the end of this year, contingent on necessary electoral reforms. However, BNP insists on an earlier poll warning of worsening political and economic crisis. Meanwhile, a minor diplomatic row erupted between India and Bangladesh, with both countries summoning each other's top envoys over the past 2 days. New Delhi had summoned the Bangladesh Acting High Commissioner to India, Nurul Islam, on Monday over security measures at the border, including on border fencing. In a statement, the Ministry of External Affairs said it was conveyed that India had observed all agreements between the two governments and between the Border Security Force and Border Guards Bangladesh with regards to border fencing. Earlier, the High Commissioner Pranay Verma said he and the Foreign Secretary discussed Indian commitment to ensuring a crime-free border, effectively addressing the challenges of smuggling, movements of criminals and trafficking. We have an understanding with regard to fencing the border for security. Our two border guard enforcements, BSF and BGB, have been in communication in this regard. We expect the understanding will be implemented and that cooperative approach to combating crime. Recently, border guards Bangladesh had attempted to obstruct the construction of a barbed wire fence on the international border in West Bengal's Malda. Bureau Report, DD India.
US President Joe Biden has warned that recovery from California wildfires would cost tens of billions of dollars as the disaster claims 24 lives. More details in this report.
It has been over a week, but multiple catastrophic wildfires continue to rage in the US state of California, particularly in the Los Angeles metropolitan area. The death toll has risen to nearly 24. The situation remains bleak amid fears that strong winds could further fuel the fires. President Joe Biden has warned that the recovery from the disaster would cost tens of billions of dollars.
And, although the federal government is going to cover 100% of the cost for the next 180 days for things like firefighter overtime pay, debris removal, temporary shelters, it's going to cost tens of billions of dollars to get Los Angeles back to where it was. So we're going to need Congress to step up to provide funding to get this done. And we're going to get that done, God willing.
Insurers are anticipating historic losses as large commercial banks have announced plans to ease loan repayment conditions for those affected. The largest of the blazes, the Palisades fire, has only been 14% contained, while the Eaton fire has been 33% contained. A third fire, the Hearst, was contained 95%. The wildfires have destroyed more than 12,000 structures. In LA alone, more than 92,000 people remain under evacuation orders. To aid local crews, 72 Mexican firefighters have joined the operations. There have been calls for social media firms like X and Meta to give emergency services free access to their data. Many governments across the globe pay firms to predict locations where fires might spread using AI.
Twitter originally were supportive, but it's now not without a fairly high cost, and the same with Meta. It's just it's a massive, it's a disproportionate cost for what we're asking for. So I think that's a challenge for not just our agency, not just our country, but worldwide.
The blazes have also triggered a political row in the US, with Republicans accusing California's Democratic government of mismanaging water resources and forests. Bureau Report, DD India.
The Oscar organizers announced on Monday that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences has delayed the announcement of the nominations for the 97th Academy Awards for the second time due to the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles. Although the Oscar luncheon has been cancelled this year, the ceremony will proceed as scheduled. Tanshu Kashyap has the details.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announced on Monday that it is cancelling its traditional Oscar nominees luncheon due to the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles. The Oscar nominations will now be revealed through a virtual event on Jan 23rd as the city continues to cope with the devastating impact of the fires, which has claimed lives and displaced thousands. In a statement, Academy CEO Bill Kramer and President Janet Young expressed their sympathy for those affected by the fires. Hollywood studios have pledged millions of dollars in disaster relief to support recovery efforts. Despite the crisis, the Academy confirmed that the 97th Academy Awards will proceed as scheduled on March 2nd. Both the Grammys and the Sundance Film Festival will also move forward. The Academy has indicated that the first responders will be honored during the Oscar ceremony at the Dolby Theatre. Similarly, the 67 Grammys will be held at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles on Feb 2nd, with local authorities ensuring public safety, while the Sundance Film Festival will take place in Utah from January 23rd to Feb 2nd. The Grammy Awards will also raise funds to support relief efforts and pay tributes to first responders battling the fires. Diptanshu Kashyap's report for DD India.
South Korea's Constitutional Court has opened the impeachment trial of President Yoon Suk Yeol following his controversial martial law declaration. However, the first hearing was quickly adjourned as the suspended leader failed to appear in court. Here's more on the story and what's next in this high-stakes trial.
The impeachment trial of President Yoon Suk Yeol began on Tuesday, but proceedings were adjourned after Yoon did not appear. His lawyer cited legal concerns about a detention warrant, arguing it hindered the president's ability to present his case.
Before questioning the authority of Yoon Suk Yeol, I would ask you to consider whether the warrant is legal and valid. Saying it is a constitutional trial so as not to apply the criminal procedure rules is a direct violation of the law itself. It is an act through which the Constitutional Court, a place where law should be upheld and enforced, is overstepping its authority.
The trial is set to resume on Thursday. If Yoon skips the next session as well, proceedings will continue with his legal team representing him. Let's understand what the court will assess and what will be the procedure. What is the court assessing? The Constitutional Court will examine two key issues. First, was President Yoon's martial law declaration constitutional? Second, if not, does it constitute insurrection? What is the process? The court, currently made up of 8 justices, needs at least 6 votes to uphold the National Assembly's impeachment decision. The acting president has urged political parties to quickly agree on appointing a 9th justice to complete the bench. As the legal battle unfolds, South Korea's political landscape remains in flux, with the nation's leadership under intense scrutiny. Amish Mahajan's report for DD India.
Significant progress has been made in talks over Israel-Hamas ceasefire. On Tuesday, Qatari mediators have sent Israel and Hamas a draft proposal for an agreement to halt the fighting in Gaza Strip. The deal would free hostages, halt the fightings, enact withdrawals or at least limited withdrawals, and will also allow humanitarian assistance to Palestinians. Israel said that Gaza deal is close, but some issues need to be worked out, whereas Hamas has expressed its comfort towards the ceasefire talks.
United States and Arab mediators have made significant strides in brokering a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict and negotiating the release of hostages. However, a final agreement has not yet been reached. On Tuesday, Hamas is expected to release 33 hostages during the first phase of an emerging ceasefire agreement in Doha. Israel said that Gaza deal is close, but some issues still need to be worked out, whereas Hamas has expressed its comfort towards ceasefire talks. Qatar Foreign Ministry said that talks are in final stage.
We do believe that we are at a developed stage. We do believe that we are at the final stages, but obviously until there is an announcement, there will be no announcement. And therefore we shouldn't be overexcited about what's happening right now. But certainly we are hopeful that this would lead very soon to an agreement.
On Tuesday, Israeli defense systems intercepted missiles launched from Yemen. No injuries were reported, but Israeli police had reported a property damage near Jerusalem. Yemen's military spokesman said that they had carried out a missile attack on Israel, the third in 12 hours.
The missile force of the Yemeni armed forces carried out a significant military operation targeting the Ministry of Defense of Israel in the occupied city of Tel Aviv. This operation is the third one within 12 hours.
Qatari mediators had given Israel and Hamas a final draft of a text for a ceasefire and release of hostages agreement. On one hand, the deal would free the hostages, halt the fighting, provide security to Israel, and will allow a significant surge in humanitarian assistance to the Palestinians. On the other hand, the deal could also ease the tension across the wider Middle East, where the war has fueled conflict in the West Bank, Lebanon, Syria, Yemen, and Iraq. Bureau Report, DD India.
More than 24 illegal miners have been rescued and at least 15 bodies have been recovered from the abandoned gold mine in South Africa. Rescue operations resumed on Tuesday as teams continued efforts to reach potentially dozens of people who are still believed to be trapped underground. On Monday, a professional mine rescue company deployed a large cage to retrieve miners at the site. Thousands of illegal miners, many from other countries, are believed to be operating in abandoned mine shafts across South Africa, a country rich in minerals. This operation comes after weeks of controversy at the site, where authorities have been accused of attempting to force the miners to surface by limiting food and water supplies, which were loaned to them by the surrounding community. Let's now take a look at other stories making news around the world. One of the most isolated communities on earth is now a proud owner of a public electric vehicle charge point. St Helena, a part of the British Overseas Territory of St Helena, Ascension and Tristan da Cunha, is a small volcanic island in South Atlantic Ocean with a population of less than 5,000 people and just 4 electric cars. Bulgarian villagers dressed in colorful costumes danced around a bonfire to drive away evil spirits as they celebrate Surva. Surva is held every January in villages across Bulgaria that can be traced back to generations. The dancers are known as Survakars and wear handmade wooden masks as well. Vietnam and Russia signed an agreement on nuclear energy and several cooperation deals on Tuesday during Russian Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin's visit to Hanoi. Vietnam aims to restart its nuclear energy program, having suspended it for years, as it now needs to boost its power generation to feed its growing industrial sector. The United States unveiled new export rules for AI chips, aiming to limit the access to this vital technology to China and others, and further tightening Washington, D.C.'s control over the world's most advanced technology. DD India's Harshita Oberoi reports.
The Biden administration has unveiled new export restrictions aimed at preventing China and other rivals from accessing advanced artificial intelligence chips. The move is part of Washington's broader strategy to maintain its lead in AI technology and safeguard national security as China accelerates its own tech advancements. Under these new rules, any export, re-export, or in-country transfer of advanced chips will require authorization from the US government. Nations that are not considered friendly to the US will face strict caps on chip imports, while AI data centers must meet enhanced security standards to access these technologies. The restrictions mark a significant escalation in Washington's ongoing battle to curb China's technological rise. Beijing wasted no time in responding, accusing the US of violating international trade rules and pledging to protect its interests. At the same time, the European Union expressed its concerns, arguing that the US was unfairly restricting access to vital technology for its allies. EU officials stressed that Europe poses no security threat to the US and warned that the move could harm mutual economic interests. Even the US industry leaders are sounding the alarm. The Semiconductor Industry Association criticized the move, warning it could damage US competitiveness. Nvidia and OpenAI argued the rules would stifle innovation and harm US global leadership in AI. The White House insists that the new rules are necessary to prevent China and other rivals from bypassing export controls. The rules will go into effect in 120 days, just as President-elect Donald Trump prepares to take office. This gives him the opportunity to adjust or halt the measures, but freezing them could risk allowing China to stockpile US technology. As tensions rise, the US faces a delicate balancing act, preserving its technological lead while navigating the risks of alienating both allies and global markets. The long-term effects of this move could reshape the AI landscape for years to come. Harshita Oberoy's report, DD India.
And time now to take a look at some sports news. Let's begin with women hockey. Shrachirar Bengal Tigers secured a narrow 1-0 win over Delhi's SG Pipers in the Women's Hockey India League in Ranchi on Tuesday. Catherine Mullen scored the lone goal for Bengal Tigers against the run of play in the second quarter. They fought tooth and nail to hold on to the advantage for the rest of the game, but in the last quarter, Bengal Tigers started on the front foot, aiming to double their lead while continuing to showcase exemplary defense. Halfway through the quarter, the Pipers created multiple chances, but Deepika Kumari and Navneet Kaur could not find the back of the net. India's top shuttler PV Sindhu began her badminton season with a win over Shu Yun Sung at the first round of the women's singles event in India Open in New Delhi on Tuesday. Sindhu defeated her opponent for 21-14, 22-20. The two-time Olympic medalist won the first game convincingly but was made to work hard in the second. However, Sindhu recovered to seal the contest in straight games. Sindhu will take on Japan's Manami Suiz in the next round. India's biggest hopes in the men's doubles were Satvik Sairaj Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty also won their encounter against Man Wee Chong Thi Kai Wun of Malaysia. Chirag Satvik beat the Malaysian duo 23-21, 19-21, 21-16 in a close contest. And Kiran George also progressed to the round of 16 later in the day. Up against Japan's Yushi Tanaka, the Indian saved 4 consecutive match points in the deciding game to register a 21-19, 14-21, 27-25 victory in his opener. World Championships silver medalist Kadambi Sirikant pulled out ahead of his opening round match. And that's it in this edition of DD India NewsHour. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code you see on your screen right now to download. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Amrit Pal Singh from my entire team here in Delhi. Thank you for watching DD India NewsHour.